Divorce is not the answer. Too often now in our culture and the way that we tend to think about marriages, it's almost like, it's an outdated institution, it doesn't work. We should just have short-term relationships. That doesn't work either. Statistically, we know that first marriages or first relationships fail at about 60%. Second, about 73%. And third, 92%. So going through more relationships doesn't work either. It's painful, it's hard, it costs you a lot of money in terms of your property settlements, etc. And by the way, if you're going to set up a prenup, don't bother. Because what you're saying to your partner is, I don't trust you. I don't believe it's going to work. And the moment you set up a relationship on that basis, it is going to fail. As all relationships with prenups actually do. So what is the solution? If divorce and breaking up is not the solution, and if you're going to get divorced, you're ignoring as well the cost on your children. It is huge. Not because I believe so, but because research and statistics show that children of divorced parents have higher mental health problems, do less well in school, have greater emotional problems, and higher rates of suicide and depression. So you're ignoring that cost. But I get it. If you're in a difficult relationship right now, you're like, hang on, Brett, what are you saying to me? I should just stay and put up with this pain? No, I'm not saying that at all. You have to reach out. You have to get help in the right way. And I get a lot of you have been to therapy. Now, both myself and my wife are therapists. However, we don't use that modality to restore and to make relationships greater and deeper. Why? Because that way that people have been taught to do therapy doesn't work. And we know this because the number of clients we've had that have tried therapy first and then realize it actually made it worse. Whereas what we do, which is delving really into emotional intelligence and into the heart rather than the head, is effective. We have a saying that if you're in your head, you're dead when it comes to relationships, because relationships are all about emotions, not about thought or logic. And you might realize something's wrong. You might want to implement a strategy, like a therapeutic strategy in your relationship, but there's no heart in it. So we can have things like what we call chest plates, a protection that you put on against being hurt and loved. And you go into a relationship unconsciously with this chest plate on, and you wonder why it's failing. Because the other person can feel that chest plate. They might not see it. It might not be there as a fact, but you know it's there. And the moment it's mentioned to them, they're like, yeah, I know they've got a chest plate on. I know they're not really letting me in. This is the language of love. And most people do not speak the language of love anymore. They're too much in their heads when it comes to relationships. I'll say it again, relationships are not about facts. It's not about thinking. It's not about strategy. It's about feelings. And feelings seem irrational, but they're not. When you understand that we can put up protections inside our relationship, we can be in our head, that's a protection. We can have a chest plate on, that's a protection. We can create a structure of understanding about the world and be in our head in that structure of understanding. That's a protection. We can have the back door open. That's a protection. All these things are protections against getting hurt in love. And what they guarantee is you will get hurt in love if you keep that protection. And that's something that your ego is going to tell you that you need. And it's simply not true. You have to learn how to walk into love with your heart open and keep it open, because nobody comes into a relationship not wanting to be loved. And if you can love them, you can help them in themselves, not by fixing them, but allowing them to grow and change in themselves, because they want love too. And that's exactly what we show people how to do. Thanks for watching the channel. And if you like this video, pass it on to someone else.